Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to shed light on Navy baseball with Jacob Williamson now in his third year here at the Academy. Picked up your 8th career home run, obviously over the weekend against Gardner-Webb, but how frustrating is it to have a game where your pitchers give you every opportunity, and no matter how hard you try up at the plate, sometimes in these early games especially, things just don't work out for you guys. It's not like you played bad baseball this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. Our pitchers gave us literally everything they had, even the younger guys too. It's difficult from an offensive standpoint when your pitchers are giving you what you want, and then you can't come out and kind of perform at the level that we need to. And that kind of showed with us losing those 1-2 run games. We had a bunch of lead changes throughout the game, but we couldn't really pull it out. So.
As an infielder, what is it like to play behind a guy like Noah Saul?
It's great. I probably have more balls from strikes threes coming to me than I do ground balls, but he's a great guy, great pitcher, and he's exactly what we need for this team.
The way your pitchers work, is it obviously a plus? I mean, many of them have success. Many of them work with a fairly decent pace because as an infielder, you stand around a little bit. Sometimes you can get caught flat-footed, but when you have the type of successful pitchers you all have, though, with a pretty good pace, does that help out infielders?
Yeah, absolutely. Pitchers with a great pace, they kind of set the tone for our defense. When pitchers kind of struggle a little bit, we kind of get set back, and we have to remember to ourselves hey, we need to kind of step up and be on our toes most of the time. So. Usually when the pitchers are kind of upbeat and fast-paced, it's always a good job for us, and it makes our job easier.
As a hitter, and obviously, 8 career home runs at this point in your career, we've seen bat technology change so much over the last few years. Have you had to make adjustment as a hitter, or is it basically just putting a different stick in your hand and let's go?
I agree. They always say it's not the weapon, it's the warrior. It's on you, kind of putting on your swing. We don't really stress if the bat's changed or not. It's kind of out of our control, what we can do and what we cannot do. So I think it's just we go up there with confidence in ourselves and our ability, and that's what we go with.
Do you all have obviously specific hopes with launch angle and things of that nature? Do you just go up there basically trying to put this thing in play, put the pressure on the defense, and go at it?
We take what our Coach Kane, we take what he preaches, and we stress it every day at practice, and we kind of want to go out there with the same mentality and the same things that we've been coached with, and kind of put that to the test. We don't really focus on the nitty-gritty launch angle or bat speed and everything like that, so we just kind of try to have a good approach to the baseball and go out there and kind of do our best.
How tough is preparation at this time of the year? Because with the wacky weather we've had here, one day it's 60, the next day it's 16. How difficult is it to prepare as a hitter? A lot of it at this time of the year is done inside, let's face it, down the left field line there at Max Bishop Stadium. How different is it preparing inside and then obviously having to go outside and facing live pitching here at the beginning of the season?
It's always a challenge kind of going back and forth like that. And I remember one week we practiced 3 or 4 days inside, and that was all we did. We were just hitting inside and trying to get ready for the season, and that was last week. So, it's difficult going back and forth like that, but it's kind of what we we really can't control the weather, so we kind of have to make best of it. Live pitching is early in the season. We haven't really seen a bunch of live pitching, so just going from machine work to live pitching. Us hitters, we're just trying to make the adjustments as quick as possible for the season to start.
Native of Sims, North Carolina, chance to be somewhat close to home this coming week. Looking forward to this weekend in Kinston against the Air Force Academy.
That's right. I always look forward to going back home to close to Kinston, and it's always a great feeling, especially my family and friends coming out and watch. So it's always a good feeling.
I was going to say, from being down in that area, knowing that obviously long-time Carolina League Class A ballpark, a little extra enthusiasm to go play in a park like that?
Yeah, always. The past 2 years we've been blessed with good weather. It was hot and humid back in North Carolina, so I think it adds an extra to the atmosphere and to the kind of who we're playing too. We're playing Air Force and a great stadium and a great place to be. So with a great crowd, and I think it's something to look forward to this
I
weekend.
was going to say, too, I mean, I've broadcasted those games down there before, and not only do your fans, specific to your team, come out, but it seems like the local folks come out and really make it a great atmosphere for that entire weekend.
Yeah, the whole community comes out, and Kinston's a small town, and all the surrounding towns around it, they usually try to come out there and watch, especially like when college baseball teams come around and they want to watch the game of baseball, and it's always like a great feeling, like I said before, just going back and watching everybody from like different parts of the country just come and watch.
And
the
a
game of
great
baseball.
Bojangles right down the street, because I've been there. I did that a couple years ago when we played down there against Air Force. Appreciate the time. Best of luck to you and your teammates this weekend against Air Force.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Jacob Williamson joining us here on the Navy Sports Magazine.